Так, все, вроде бы пошло. Все, идем. Так. Ладно, время у нас ограничено. Значит, мы, значит, прошли Future Proof, прошли New Frontier и теперь беремся за Гамма квадрант.
And what can be done to prevent their aggression from devastating all 4 galactic quadrants. Despite recent events, we've agreed to host the summit at Deep Space Nine. None of the galactic powers are comfortable hosting a Dominion fleet deep within their territory. Meet with me at DS9 prior to the beginning of the summit. I'd like to discuss our options.
Окей. Storm Clouds Gather. Так. Угу. Ну понятно, то есть. О, побитые.
Several of our docking facilities were damaged in the recent conflict. Please proceed to the provided coordinates.
Так, сейчас удобнее сесть. О.
Also,
Окей.
Captain Nog is waiting to meet with you on the promenade at your earliest convenience. Enjoy your stay here at the station.
Окейушки, погнали тогда. Полным составом идем. Сейчас воевать придется. О, Ног.
Nice to be working with you again. I've been assigned to assist you here on the station. The leaders of the 4 major delegations have asked to meet with you prior to the summit meeting. Their offices are located here on the promenade.
Ну, погнали. А, то есть мне самому надо, я думаю, мне провожать
Ambassador
будет.
Odo is here, coordinating security efforts.
I'll be blunt. The Herc have decimated most of the Dominion. All but 1 fleet gone.
О,
It's all the
нифига себе.
Jem'Hadar can do to keep our remaining worlds from being laid waste. There is no diplomacy with the Herc. We don't know why they're attacking. We're not even sure where they're coming from. I'm sure there are those in the Alliance who would be content to let the Herc destroy us. But where do you think they'll turn once they're finished?
Ну, это да, хороший вопрос, на кого они пойдут. Он прав, да. Надо как-то вместе их валить.
Chancellor
Так.
Jempok has an office here.
Может, сам Джампок прилетел.
This summit may not end well. Most of the
А, ну
High
правильно,
Council
если сами.
sees the Herc as a Dominion problem. They are content to let them fight to the end and deal with any survivors. But there are others, such as Martok, who see that position as dishonorable. If they want to fight the war of their ancestors, so be it. But they will be doing so without the Empire. The same could be said for your Federation, should they choose to aid the Dominion.
Ну, значит, не хочет. Этот, бежавший из Доминиона.
Here is Proconsul Deton's office.
Ой, чуть тебя на стол-то унесло. Так, давай с Детоном поговорим.
This summit may be difficult. While your people will see a path toward peace, I suspect the Klingons will feel the opposite. There is no love lost between them and the Dominion, or the Herc for that matter. The Republic position is one of pragmatism. A weakened Dominion will be easier to deal with, and the Herc are a threat no one can ignore.
Так, и что у нас осталось? Кто остался? А, ну Квин только остался, да.
Admiral Quinn's office is behind those doors.
Хорошо. Что нам Квин скажет? О, Шон стоит.
The results of this summit could have long-lasting effects. A number of our allies, particularly the Klingons, consider the Herc to be a Dominion problem. The Federation sees this as a chance to improve relations with the Dominion. Having allies in the Gamma Quadrant instead of enemies would be a great step toward galactic peace.
Okay.
There are several Alpha Quadrant leaders here for the summit. Kai Kira of Bajor, Counselor Garrick of Cardassia, and my father, Ferengi Grand Nagus Rom. I recommend meeting with them as well. Their worlds will be on the front line if the Herc launch a full invasion into this quadrant.
Так, ясно. А, ну, то есть оно оптималкой не идет. Придется все равно общаться. Ну ладно. Так.
I believe the Kai is here, in the Bajoran temple. My father is in my uncle's bar. Hard to believe he used to work there, huh?
I was wondering when you'd come along. I'm guessing you're here to talk about the Herc and what we want to do about them. It's no secret that the Ferengi aren't a military powerhouse like the Klingons. Most of the time, we'd be happy to make a tidy profit from all of this, and as far away from it as possible. That changed when the Herc attacked Ferenginar.
Oh.
We would have been wiped out without help, and we didn't get it from Starfleet or the Klingons. We got it from the Lucari and the Cardassians. Even a few not cool ships showed up to fight. That showed us that this is everyone's fight, big or small. So we're in. And if the 34th rule of acquisition comes into play, well, did you have another question?
Да ничего, господи. Так. О, Морн. Да. Ладно, смотрим как-нибудь. Пообщаемся. Надо бы какой-нибудь веселый ролик записать.
Hello there. I take it you're not here to update your ensemble. Though if you'd like a few suggestions, I'd be happy to provide some. In the meantime, let's talk about serious business, shall we? I'm sure you'd like to know Cardassia's position on the Herc problem. It's simple, really. They're a menace, and one we should deal with swiftly.
Ну, киюшки.
Don't be. Cardassia was recently attacked.
Про магазины. Да-да-да, был у него магазин в сериале.
Even the Lucari and the Ferengi offered a hand. I trust this lesson isn't lost on you. If we stand alone, we're doomed. Will there be anything else?
Да ничего. Так, что у нас? Кто остался-то? А, в храм надо сходить. А, она на этом, на Баджоре, во время баджорских миссий. Как это, во время Кардашьян он страгл рано. Ну, а что делать-то? О, чего они сказали? О. Ну, окей.
The Alliance has asked a number of special consultants to attend the summit. I know each of them well, and I can vouch for their knowledge and skill. Even my Uncle Quark. Despite his reputation, his knowledge of the Gamma Quadrant is valuable. Just don't mention Latinum in the discussion, or the value of his information could rise considerably.
Окей. Здесь с Кворком поговорить. Да, посмотрим, что Кворк скажет.
Don't suppose you're here for a drink? Holosuite? Dabo? Can't blame me for trying to find profit while I can. My fool of a brother, the Nagus, seems hell-bent on getting the Ferengi into this mess. Not a lot of profit in fighting the Herc, 34th rule or not. You can't spend your money when you're dead. If you ask me, we'd be better off sealing that wormhole and saying goodbye to the Herc and the Dominion forever. I'd miss the Tullaberry wine, but I'd get over it. But seeing how that'll never happen, especially as long as Kira's still breathing, I suppose I'll have to dig in like everyone else. You know what the worst part of this mess is? Odo. He's back like a kind of ghost haunting me. I must be cursed.
Да ты справишься. Да, нормально. Так, о, Кира. Че, Кира скажет? Ой, Кира, господи, Лита.
It's been a while since I've been in this place. I can't believe Quark still has that hollow me in here. It's a little embarrassing, to be honest. I wish we were all here under better circumstances. Then again, DS9's always been a trouble magnet. I guess peace is a little too much to ask for around here. My husband is risking a lot of capital, political and otherwise, by choosing to get involved with all of this. Fortunately, he's the best Grand Nagus to come around in a long time. The best ever, as far as I'm concerned, but I'm pretty biased on that point. Look, if I were this mirror version of me I've been hearing so much about, I'd have a lot more tactical advice to offer. As it is, my advice to you is this. Take a look around. Think about all the civilians, the refugees, people who are depending on you to protect them. Think about the best way you can do that, if you can. That's what I'd do if I were in your shoes. Boots, whatever. Was there
Спасибо
something
за
else?
совет. Да мы знаем про твою mirror-версию, господи. Так, а тут у нас что? Ох ты, Джулиан Башир.
Nice to meet you. Dr. Julian Bashir, recently commissioned Starfleet officer at your service. We're doing what we can to get things in order after that business with the Zenkethi and the Herc. The station took quite a beating, worse than I saw during the Dominion War. We're still treating casualties, and it looks like we'll be seeing more soon. A lot more. The situation is compounded by the presence of civilians, both local and from other systems, even the Dominion. We have a number of refugees from the Gamma Quadrant on the station, and more are on the way. Clearly, the sooner we can solve the Herc dilemma, the better. We'll be beyond our capacity to help the refugees soon, as will Bajor.
Спасибо, доктор.
There's a number of refugee groups here on the promenade.
Oh.
It must be a surprise seeing Kremlins here on a Federation station. Let that sink in for a minute. It's so bad in the Dominion that its citizens are looking for safe haven with their former enemies.
Значит, я не помню. Ну ладно.
We were the lucky ones. We got out early. I've heard rumors about a blockade, keeping the rest of us from leaving the homeworld. It might be true. I haven't seen any more Kremlins arrive here for a while now. Oh, please. The Founders have forsaken us. Don't let the Alliance turn their backs on us, too.
Честно, не помню. Вообще их не помню.
We're lucky to be alive, friend.
Это вроде
There was
люди.
little warning before the Herc attacked our
Genius.
homeworld. We sent a call to the Founders, but no Jem'Hadar ships came. Our local defense force didn't last long. A few of us managed to get away on ships before the Herc closed in. Word of the Bajorans and their faith reached us after the war ended. Their stories about one of their spiritual leaders. She came to the worst of us on our prison moon to bring the wisdom of the prophets. So, when the Herc came, we decided to come here, through the Celestial Temple, to seek deliverance. If the Founders won't listen to us, perhaps Kai Kira and the prophets will.
Ничего.
Quinn here. The summit will begin soon. I'd like to go over what you've learned. Interesting. The Klingon and Romulan positions were somewhat predictable, but I'm surprised by the resilience of the Cardassians and Ferengi. I'm also concerned about the Gamma refugee issue. We'll need to work with the Bajorans to manage the situation here. We should get to the conference room. Report to me there when you arrive.
Да, хорошо, погнали. Так.
Well, everyone's here and no one started shooting. Could be worse. That was a joke. Take a moment to relax. Speak with the others. Things will be serious soon enough.
О, кумарка.
I'm glad you're here. I've been feeling conflicted lately. All the worlds we saved from the Zenkethi were also home to thousands of dormant Herc. By saving those planets, we also saved a great number of enemies. Those very enemies have since attacked a number of worlds, including my own.
Ну, жизни-то тоже спасли. Вот тоже, как говорится.
If only there'd been another way to resolve things. If the Zenkethi would have listened to reason. I suppose we should place our hope in working together to stop the Herc. I can't help but think there's a path to peaceful resolution in all of this. There's got to be some way to end this madness before more lives are lost.
Ну, может, что-то и придумаем. Так.
Hello again. I spoke with Odo about the vision we discussed. He's agreed to clear a mission to the old sector. Opaka, the former Kai I mentioned, lives there now.
Так, это видения-то ваши были по поводу этого? По этому поводу.
The Kai has a condition that has prevented her from leaving until now. Odo has provided us with data that could lead to a cure. If there's a chance, I'm willing to take it. Her wisdom could help us all greatly. I realize this is a lot to take in, but I hope I can count on your help when the time comes.
Да, конечно, поможем вас. Куда ж я денусь? Так, о, Вэйюн.
I am Wei-Yun 10. I'm glad we had this moment to talk before the summit begins. I trust you relayed everything you learned from us to your superiors. If I may be so bold, I hope that you conveyed a need for cooperation with the founders as well. At least in matters regarding the Herc, if not in all things.
Так что у нас тут остался-то? А, Марток.
Gempak is more of a political creature than he was. Well, when we were both a lot younger. He's not willing to face the truth. There are Klingons who fear the Herc, hiding behind politics and rules. Grethar waits for their worthless souls. Know this. There are still Klingons who know where their blades belong. We will not dishonor our ancestors and ignore the Herc. We will fight them to our dying breath in the name of Kalis and the Empire.
Ну, ты не один.
If I can have everyone's attention.
Так.
Thank you. Let's begin the summit. We have a lot to discuss.
Давай. Вот нормально так.
Thank you all for coming.
17 минут пробегали. Ну, да, тут если... Так, идет у нас стрим-то?
We have one fleet left,
Или только у меня? Так,
That's hardly enough to defend the entire Dominion.
I'm failing to see how this concerns the Empire.
The recent battle here is a sample of what the Herc can do.
If you think they'll stop at the wormhole, you're sadly mistaken.
Need I remind you that the Dominion came to your aid in the Iconian War? I seem to recall Klingons placing high value on debts of honor, or has that changed?
Mind your tongue, changeling! I will not be insulted.
Опа. Врумхолли открылся. Так, что там? О. Что оно такое? Ух, ё...
Admiral Quinn to ops. What's happening?
We're under attack, Admiral. It's the Herc.
Рачки прилетели.
Herc boarding parties. Multiple decks. They've concentrated in the damaged pylon. Ore processing area.
Воевать будем на земле.
I need you to get to that damaged pylon section and lock it down before the Herc trigger an explosion that could wreck the station.
Так, сейчас, секундочку. Да нет, вроде все нормально идет. Это, ну, это, видимо... Ой. Так, кстати, я хотел одну штуку глянуть. И что, поставил? Hurricane Wave. А где вот она? А, вот она, да? Ну, сейчас будем пробовать. Очередной подгон от лидера нашего флота. Так, сейчас, секундочку. Одну секундочку буквально. Чтобы не моргало. Да не туда, блин. Вот, все. Вот. Сейчас будем с харчками воевать. Посмотреть. Ой-ой-ой. У меня ж пушка. Чё ты фазер маленький достал? У меня ж там огроменная пушка. О, что-то делают. Ух. Здорово. Кто тебя колбасит? Ну, это насекомые. Сути-то. Погнали. Блин. Так, ну-ка. Кстати. Это я не совсем понял, что эта штука делает. Сейчас будем еще раз посмотрим. Погнали. Так, и... там сейчас консоли эти крутить надо будет. Мне кажется, вспоминаю эту миссию. Так, ну-ка. Так, это этот. Он типа уешит их? Ага. Так. Что мы сейчас делаем? Так. Ага, ну что-то сработало. Так, сейчас, по идее, эта штука должна прокрутиться вниз, насколько я помню. Да? А нет.
The Herc have moved into the ore processing area above your position. There's a lot of unstable uridium ore in there. If they damage it, it could ignite and set off a chain reaction that could destroy the pylon. You'll need to make your way up there to secure the area and restart the safety systems there.
Окей. Так, это все хорошо. Как это проделать? Не, значит, оно все-таки наверху было где-то. Так, блин. Сейчас, что-то немножечко я запутался. Я начинаю вспоминать эту миссию, да. Сейчас будет беготня по платформам. И там где-то нажать, что ли, на нее надо, чтобы она... вот же, господи, ой, я слепень. Так.
Looks like the access system in this section was reset. You'll need to rotate the central column and extend the bridges in order to reach the next section.
Все, я вспомнил. Сейчас оно крутанется и сюда поднимется, да? Да. Так. А тут сейчас бриджи должны вылезти, эти мостики маленькие. Да, вот она открылась. Угу. Поглажу трибла. Ой, так, ну-ка. Ну, какая уеханная. Нормально, слушайте. Прикольно. Так, сейчас мы ее поднимаем сюда, чтобы тут на ту сторону перейти, да? Угу. Да, ну, немножко такой путанный момент, да, но я вот вспомнил. Так. Сейчас.
Okay, you're
Так.
almost in the clear. The safety systems for the area are currently offline. You'll need to restore power to that section and reinitialize the safety systems to get everything back online.
Так. Вот. Ресторим сейфти. А что не так? Вроде что сработало. Так. Так. Кабанчик.
All right, the safety systems are reinitializing. They should be up and running in a few minutes. Nice work. Hold on. I'm picking up multiple Herc life signs in your area. They're converging on your position.
Да
I
не,
need you
ничего
to defend
страшного.
that section from the Herc until the system comes online again. If they get in before the
Куда кабан
they will
пропал?
knock it offline again. Or
Ой-ой-ой, ту-ту-ту-ту-ту. Ой-ой-ой-ой. Ай-яй. Ай. Так. Что-то я не понял, как я так помер. Так, пойдем. А у меня... У меня щит, что ли, не сработал? У меня аж на Курске стоит щит, да. Или он сработал, и все равно я помер. Так. Я прям этот... Давненько не помирал. Там, видимо, так много прет. Так, ладно, сейчас сильно вперед не лезть. Стоять тут, да и все. Осталось 12 секунд продержаться. Так, мы живы. Нападало всякого. Бжачки. Так. Угу. Ну все, нормально. Вроде все начали чиниться. Может теперь на орбиту Храчков бить.
The Herc are attacking the station and several civilian vessels in the system. I've sent ships to assist them, but I'm concerned our forces are spread too
О,
thin.
Enterprise фигачит.
I'd like you to work with those ships to protect the civilians while the rest of us defend the station. First, Dukan Rex will accompany you as a combat escort.
Окей.
Starfleet vessels, this is Quinn. Protect civilian targets.
Так, ага. Погнали. Так, где тут сивилияны? Кто тут хулиганит? Юмка какая-то у него пошла. Все, последняя группа в полосатых купальниках осталась. Так.
Nice work, but I'm afraid there's bad news. We're
Да,
picking up Hurk
ёлки-палки.
vessels and they're heading our way. The station's weapon systems are offline. We need a few minutes to get them up and running. Until then, we're a sitting duck over here. I've asked every ship in the sector to regroup and prepare for battle. Let's hope it's enough.
Да, конечно. Так, кто там еще остался? Ой-ой-ой-ой. Сейчас 3 минут надо держаться. Неважно, сколько ты перебьешь. Нормально. Какой 60 seconds? Написано же 2 минуты. Ты чё? Щиты пожрала.
Defense systems online. Target the Hurk and open fire.
50 секунд осталось. Все прут и прут, прут и прут. Ой, там сколько. Не успеваю их отстреливать, гаденыши. Так. А, ну теперь тупых добивать, да? Тут задрался своими иммунами. Ага, у ботов, что ли, научился? Офигеть. Удалю их. Вон еще свармеры остались. Ой.
That was the last of them. We're not picking up any Herc ships on long-range sensors, for now, at least. I think it's clear that the Dominion is prepared to work with you to stop the enemy. I hope the Federation is ready to do the same. In the meantime, our fleet will do what it can to keep the Herc on our side of the wormhole. Tell Admiral Quinn not to wait too long to make a decision. This will reach the Federation faster than anyone would like, believe me.
Вот так вот, да. Так, что-то первый раз в долгое время помер. А что-то я не понял, куда у меня эти офицеры мои подевались. Я, наверное, надо было их сначала портануть к себе. Так, ну я тут ничего брать не буду. Ничего интересного нету.
There will be resistance to getting involved, but I believe we have no choice. The Federation must render aid to the Dominion if we're to have any chance of stopping the Herc onslaught. In the meantime, Kai Kira of Bajor has requested a mission to the Innis system, and Ambassador Odo has authorized it. The Kai has asked for our assistance on this, and she asked for you by name. Whatever she needs, make it so.
Ну окей. Так. Все хорошо. Так, я что-то выполнил. Кварк Триумф мне дали. А, я Ференги Алайнс, походу дела, добил. Да. Так, сейчас, одну секундочку. На бридж зайду, продамся. У меня прям совсем... Мать мущи, ничего интересного нет. Ой, опять я начал стрелять. Ребятушки, извините. Желтоглазенький. Вот. Так, вот, все. Так. Дашки отдадим. Так, все, отличненько. Что у нас там еще? Что-то, елки-палки, дички. Наделали заданий. Так. Все. Что у нас дальше? Пойдем баджурцам, значит, помогать. Я как понял, это типа дальние родственники, что ли, их. Так. Господи, Гамма, квадрант. Так.
I need your help with a very sensitive mission. A former Kai, Opaka, was trapped on a prison moon in the Gamma Quadrant in 2369. Alien nanotech in her system prevents her from leaving the moon, but it also sustains her life indefinitely while on the surface.
О, живет бесконечно.
The prison were planning on curing and granting amnesty to the prisoners until their planet was decimated by the Herc. Somehow, the Dominion managed to obtain the cure, and they've provided it to us as a peace offering. The moon hasn't been hit by the hurt, but it's only a matter of
Какая-то
time.
байда.
We need to cure Opaka and the others and get them out of there before that happens.
Какой-то аутфит еще дадут.
Else on your mind?
Да нет. Погнали. Этот в преступника переодеться можно. Заканчивается ивент. Заканчивается сегодня. Начнется новый ивент с итальянцами. И я его выкуплю.
I suggest scanning the prison moon and its satellite network. They might have fixed the design flaw we exploited here years ago to bypass their defenses.
Those satellites could cripple a Starfleet runabout with one shot back then. I'd rather not find out how powerful they are now, if you don't mind.
Ну, погнали. Так. Отсканем.
Looks like the satellite weapon and defense systems were updated to deal with modern vessels, but they still have the same flaw that Mars O'Brien took advantage of years ago.
You should be able to distract the satellites by firing probes near their position. Distract enough of them, and you'll clear an area long enough to safely beam down an away team.
Окей.
Picking up
Давай
some debris
сейчас.
clouds from Herc ships in orbit.
Давайте постреляем пробами.
It's
Так.
possible some Herc bypassed the satellites. We should be ready.
Так.
Looks like O'Brien's trick still works. The satellites took the bait, and we have a safe transport window.
Ну, погнали. Никто нас нападать не будет.
We're in position. I recommend we bring some pattern enhancers along. Local interference can make it tough to get a lock on, and we might have to leave in a hurry. All right, the doctor and I are ready to beam down when you are. Though I can't say I'm thrilled to see that moon again.
Ну, полным составом идем, отлично. Сейчас придется повоевать с жуками-пауками.
Wreckage of the Yangtze Jiang, or what's left of her, rather. Looks like the locals have scavenged everything of value from the old girl. Unlike her, they can never die thanks to the nanotech inside of them.
Right. The last time we were
Что-то
here,
я не
prisoners
помню
were
это
eager to be
место.
cured, if only to get the chance to kill their rivals off for good. I'm hoping that
Возможно, это где-то в сериале был, но я реально не помню. Что там за такое, за нано на них наложено, что они типа не умирают? Ой, что-то карта куда улетела. Нано-ученые за нано-зарплату.
We're not alone.
Разрабатывают нанотехнологии. О, ну конечно. Здорово. Так. Так.
This is interesting. I just ran a medical scan on these Herc. They're not regenerating. There's no sign of the alien nanites in their bodies. Something in the Herc genetic makeup isn't compatible with the nanites. I suspect it only works on humanoids.
Будем знать. Так, теперь куда идем? Что-то я не совсем понял. Так. Открывай, сова. Медведь пришел. Здрасте. Как ваше ничего? Нифига себе он там.
I think you'll find that she'll be in good health within moments. The healing nanites are quite effective. In fact, they seem to have become more efficient than they were last time I was here.
You can relax. I'm fine now. Really.
You made it. Good.
Ух,
The guy's been expecting you. Yes, she's had a vision
красавец.
about you coming here. Come with us. We'll take you to her. Unless you'd rather stand around here until more of those things show up.
Ну иди. Я реально хоть убей, не помню. Это явно какая-то серия была в сериале. Вот. Блин, про что там? Почему это они тут бессмертные?
It's been some time since we've had peaceful visitors. And Kai Kira, it's been too long. Truly, the prophets have smiled upon us today.
Indeed they have. We have brought the cure. You'll be able to live a normal life away from here. You'll be free.
And we have something to bring with us.
О,
A miracle.
а что это?
Is that?
Yes, a blessing from the prophets. The orb of peace. Through it, we ended the war between Ennis and Noel Ennis.
Так вот,
As you can see,
Енис и
our peace has
Нулынис.
been shattered by the arrival of the hostile aliens. We have tried to speak with them, to find reason, but we have failed. We don't even know their name.
They're called Herc, and there's no reasoning with them. They attack and devastate every world, every species they encounter.
А в конце
We
вроде
need to
как-то
get
с ними
you and your people
подружимся.
out of here as soon as possible.
I see. We must take the orb with us as well. I can't have it falling into the hands of such a warlike species. It would be like the occupation all over again.
That's not going to happen. I won't allow it, and neither will my friends. We can administer the cure to everyone in groups. With your permission, we'll start right away.
Very well. Begin the procedure. I'm sure many of us are eager to leave this place and begin a new life together.
Не, я с орбом ничего поделать. Так, и чего?
Some time ago, I asked Bashir for this cure. I wanted to use the cure as a weapon and kill the enemy. I couldn't put the war with the Knoll behind me. I hated him for denying my chance for vengeance. Now, that's changed, thanks to the Kai. I found a better path. I just want to lead a simple, natural life.
Ну, все, живи. Правда, морда, конечно, у тебя... Ой, так. Нима, ты что скажешь?
To live a normal life. It's like waking up from a really bad dream. I can think about having a family again. An actual family. I don't know what else to say except thank you.
Да, пожалуйста, господи. Что у тебя там на башке такое?
Well, this cure had better work, friend. Or we won't be friends no more. Get me.
Ну окей, господи, нифига себе. Мы там их лечим, а они еще это выеживаются. Охереть, блин. Что-то одни тетки. Один только мужик был.
Is this for
О.
real? This cure. They talked about it a little after the Kai arrived, but I thought it was a myth. Never thought it was actually real. So, I can die now. Funny, I never thought I would. And now that I can, I'm a little scared. Is that...
Да ничего страшного.
When they put me here, all I knew was war. I don't remember why it started, just that there was us and the Ennis had to die. Even when the Kai came, I didn't believe. But when they found the orb and people stopped killing, things changed for me. Guess there's something to faith after all. Anyway, thanks.
for everyone.
Да не за что,
Looks like you're down to
господи.
one dose of the cure. Use that to inoculate the Kai or Parker, that is. I'll administer the cure to the rest here.
Ну, окей. Где там альпака это? Ой, что у нас камушки летают? Криптики, ну что ты будешь делать?
You have my thanks for all you have done for us today. May the blessings of the prophets be yours.
Those things are attacking.
Да ёп.
Defend yourselves.
О, только вылечил, ну что ты? Сейчас всех вылеченных и поубирают.
Down. Medic. Someone help him.
I'm afraid he's dead. There's nothing we can do for him.
Though we will mourn the loss of our friend Colin, we can take comfort knowing that, at long last, he was able to leave this place for a better one. He is finally at peace, and his path will join the prophets in the celestial temple.
И соболезнования. Так. О, вот и харки прилетели. Что-то эвакуация... План эвакуации у нас есть. Сейчас будут искать лучшую позицию для телепорта. Ну, ясно. Давай пойдем зачищать. Куда идти-то? Все понял. Не. Вот так вот, блин, судьбинушка-то у чувака. Только мы его спасли от вечного бессмертия, и на тебе. Сразу же и помер. Вот. Как Евдокимов покойник говорил, судьба. Судьба. Туман какой-то. Ой, что ты такой большой? Ты кто вообще? Так, где он там? Держи себе. Так. Что-то... Вообще куда-то ушел. Оверсир. Так, ну-ка, оверсир. Умирать, пожалуйста. О. Так, 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 все, замочили его, замочили. Ингибиторы поставим, сейчас все будет. Свалим отсюда, блин. Все. Так, ну сейчас еще на орбите придется повоевать, явно. Кабан остался вместе с Уотом. Ну нафиг, не хотим мы воевать на орбите. Что-то останемся. Интересно, как долго они вот этот буффорлд будут держать? Оно уже давно закончилось. Дудерстат, говорит, не очень. Обзоры посмотрел. Это очень не очень. Ну, то есть они там пытаются хакнуть спутники, как понимаю, защитные, но не получается у них. Завтра на стриме, надеюсь, завтра, будем тестировать новую консольку в рамках... Ой, откуда? Откуда это меня настреливают? Что за нафиг? А, это мне эти сателлайты? Блин, я сейчас помру. Не-не-не-не-не-не-не-не. Ай-яй-яй-яй-яй. Так, идите нафиг. Всё. Так. Все, наконец-то мы их можем зарепрограммить. Так, нормально мне так прилетело от этих сателлитов. Так, ну и чё? Они не стукнут, надеюсь. Я сейчас спутники должны по ним фигачить. Так, а тут опять на время, блин. Чисто выживалка. Нападало всякого. Ну все, сейчас тупо их завалить. Ну все вроде. Живем.
I'm glad I was able to administer the cure to the remaining prisoners while we were clearing a path to the transport site. Everyone is safely aboard and mortal for the first time in many years. I've never seen so many people overjoyed to learn that eventually they'll die.
Thank you, Julian. It means a lot to me to have everyone out safely, especially Opaka. We have a lot to talk about, her and I. For now, I think we should return to Deep Space Nine before the Herc come back to settle the score.
Ну, погнали. О, уже починили, как я.
Emissary, our paths meet again.
Hello, Ben. It's good to hear from you.
Может, по идее, голос Чиска был. Так, ну ладно.
I'm glad we were able to return Opaka to Bajor safely. She's determined to follow the will of the prophets and establish a new place of worship in the Gamma quadrant near the wormhole. Odo assures me that the Dominion are open to discussing this. We'll see. Many of us have not forgotten the fate of the new Bajor colony and the Dominion's role in that. As for me, my time as Kai is coming to an end. Opaka is the Kai that Bajor needs now. I intend to guard the Celestial Temple from the Herc and anyone else who would destroy the home of the Prophets. Best place to do that is Deep Space Nine, as part of Starfleet. I'll be Captain Kira the next time you see me. Thank you again for helping me bring Opaka home. I owe you one.
Congratulations, Admiral.
Окей, так. О, я даже апнулся, что-то прослушал. Так. Продолжаем темпоралочку. Прокачивать. Вот. В принципе... Ее даже, наверное, можно... А сколько вот у меня? Наверное, как Active Secondary, наверное, даже можно поставить. У меня сейчас стоит констебль. Мне сейчас стратегиста надо будет прокачать. По идее, да, наверное, даже, наверное, сейчас уже ее как Active Secondary поставлю. Больше пригодится. Все, так. Опять идем на мостик. Надо инвентарь почистить. Инвентарь маленький. Еще хочу себе этот пак взять, стартер. И что-то никак у меня не получается. Каждый раз на что-нибудь другое деньги уходит. Сейчас вот уйдет на этот как на выкуп ивента. Так, о, еще нападал. Ну, Дашки мы уже давали. И дадим. Я будет. Так, все. Выходим из интерьера. Так. Ну, пока хорошо так идем. Вот за час 2 эпизодика сделали. Теперь, ну вот, как видите, не так уж намного осталось. Следующий Search. Поиск. О, Гарак задание дает. Давайте посмотрим, что тут дает. Вот это прикольная штучка. Прикольная штучка. Но она мне вообще не нужна на самом деле. Штука прикольная.
Start in the Dosi system. Our latest intelligence has discovered a Herc presence in that area. Meet us there at your earliest convenience.
Да, погнали. Так, а у нас получается еще после этого еще 4 останется. Все. Так, ну пока. Сейчас сколько? 4 часа. Еще время есть. Еще время есть. Вот. Сейчас посмотрим, сколько мы до 5 успеем сделать. Потому что в 6 уже точно сервера погасят. Там, по-моему, часа на 4, что ли. Вот. Соответственно, так будем делать. Сколько успею пройти до 5. Потом первые же после 5. И на этом закруглимся.
All ships, target the Herc and fire at will.
Так. Я не то нажал. Да блин, опять с этими щитами. Какая станция прикольная.
And while I'd like to put this system far behind us, I believe we should find out what we can about the Herc and their reasons for being here. While we still can, of course. Herc may decide to send more ships here.
Угу. Так, сейчас, секундочку буквально. Она не моргала, заберу. Ну, 200 тысяч прилетело, нормально. Так. Там где-то в каком-то моменте там этот перковский рой же можно будет вызывать. Так, и чего? Ой. Слишком близко я подлетел.
Sensors indicate an extensive network of defunct mines. I'm reading residual levels of dilithium, topoline, chemasite, and several components used in the production of Ketracel white. How curious. Of what use would this world be to the Herc? It's clearly of no value to the Dominion. Wait. I'm reading more Herc in...
They're going for the station. What are they after?
Так,
we should scan the station once we're done with these Herc. The station is a basic resource transport hub, not exceptionally old. No life signs on sensors. It looks abandoned.
Все, переодели Киру.
Resources in several storage areas, but nothing of note here. Unless the Herc are driven solely to consume an assortment of minerals. This is a very interesting place, in that it's completely uninteresting to everyone but the Herc.
Ну, нет тут ответов на все вопросы. Так. Так, и чё?
Don't go to warp just yet. We're picking up a distress signal over here. You should take a look.
И чё это, кто это там?
Looks like it's a Ferengi signal.
Ferengi.
Of uncertain origin coming from the Karema system. I seem to recall Quark mentioning some business with the Karemans recently. This can't be a coincidence.
Понятно, теперь понятно, почему транспортер дают.
The Karemans are very resourceful. They design a considerable number of weapons and defense systems for the Dominion. I'm confident they can deal with the Herc on their own. As for Quark, he's quite capable of getting himself out of trouble. Trouble, I might add, that he had no business getting into in the first place.
I must say, Ambassador, I'm shocked. I know Quark's a gambler, but I never realized you were as well. Karema is a part of the Dominion, and an important one at that. Is losing their tactical and technological resources to the Herc wise?
Так.
Very well. Since I can see there's no talking you out of this.
Я опять забыл про гамблинг девайс. Что ты будешь делать? Да погнали, господи. Приземлимся, надо будет гамблинг девайс завязать. Я вообще про него забыл. Никто не поминает в чате. Андрюха, почему гамблинг девайс не завязал? О!
And here we are, the Karema system. Let's find out what Quark needs, deal with it, and move on.
Что происходит там?
Far be it for me to question the word of a founder, but that is a very large Dominion fleet I'm reading on sensors. I only mention it because we were led to believe Odo's fleet was the last. I trust there's a reasonable explanation for this miscommunication.
Нас
Your
вызывают.
presence is not required here. Explain yourself.
Мы на дистресс-колл
As are
прилетели.
we. Karema is part of the Dominion. We are here to assist them, if they wish it.
В смысле, если они хотят. Ну.
The Karemans are proud. If they wish to stand alone and deal with the Herc, we will certainly accommodate them. Should they decide to ask for aid, we will gladly assist them. The point may soon be moot, however. Karemans are known for their potent weapons and defense systems.
Ну,
I will
за
take
системным.
responsibility for their actions in Kareman space. One of our operatives requires immediate extraction.
You're quite persistent, aren't you? Very well. In the spirit of our newfound pact with the Alliance, I will allow you to proceed, albeit at your own risk. Exercise caution, Odo. It would be tragic for you to come so far, only to end it all here over Karema.
It seems we're not getting the whole story here.
So, business as usual.
Exactly, Captain.
Ой, что-то я затих. Пока особенно комментировать нечего. Все.
My sensors are showing a broad band of
Не хотят отличать.
It's jamming the standard Karemin hailing frequencies. Might I suggest giving them a new, more secure frequency to use for communications?
Ну, давайте новые частоты им дадим. Так. Что они там?
Hello, can you
О.
hear me? We need help, and fast!
Да ладно.
Most of our planetary defense lines are in danger of being overrun by the Herc. We tried to evacuate, but the Jem'Hadar fleet opened fire on our ships when they broke orbit. We're trapped.
Хадара, по-моему,
Combat is notoriously chaotic. I'm sure there's a reasonable explanation for that. One best pursued after we find Quark and help the Karemans.
Ясно.
I wonder. Ah, yes. We should try to find Quark soon. It's quite possible he's the only Ferengi on the planet. A deep-range sensor scan should locate him.
Ну, давайте сканить. Где там он? Вызвать его можем.
We need to get Quark out quickly before he has an encounter with the Herc of the fatal variety. Let's go down together while Captain Kira and the Ambassador cover our ships in orbit. We'll have to beam down outside of Quark's location. I suggest bringing some pattern enhancers along. We may need them to beam out once we find him.
Понятно. Ну, погнали. О, хоть с полным составом пойдем.
We're about as close to Quark's last known location as we can get with transporters.
Yes.
We'll have to make the rest of the journey the old-fashioned way. Shall we?
Ну, погнали.
Quark's life sign is near here. Let's try to find a way in.
Все.
How convenient. We've found a hidden path. Let's have a look. Interesting. The metal in the walls here completely scatters my sensors. Ah, more of them. Really like it. My tricorder shows a Ferengi life sign beyond that rather secure door. Unfortunately, the Karemin security system is beyond me. Given time, I could crack it, but we're running low on that commodity. There are a number of Karemin life signs nearby, however. One of them might be able to help us reach Quark.
Пошли искать местных тогда. Ой. Здрасте. Господи, он там еще не помер. Так, стой ты, пожалуйста, дай с тобой поговорить.
Can't say I like that idea much, so thanks, whoever you are. You're not police or military, or Kremen military anyway. What brought you down here to the middle of hell?
Мы тут Ференги одного ищем.
Think I saw my brother and some of his men hustle the little grifter into a vault before those monsters got in here. Good luck getting him out of there. Wait, that was rude. You just saved my life. Let me return the favor. One of my brother's people should be able to open the door for you. Find them, and you're all set.
Окей.
Perhaps waiting here would be best. The outer world is still a mess.
Am I glad to see you? Thought for sure we'd be safe from those things down here. Caves do a number on sensors and transporters, but that didn't slow them down much. Filthy creatures. If you don't mind my asking, why are you here? You're not with Kremen Defense. Are you mercenaries? Private security?
Это Ференги мы ищем.
Then. Only Ferengi around here that I know of anyway. He's in a secure vault not far from here with another VIP. Look, I owe you my life, but I don't have the code to get
Да
to
ёлки-палки.
There are others nearby. One of them should have it. Help them, and I'll make sure they open the door for you. I swear it.
Ну смотри, чувак, блин, надеюсь, хоть кто-то мне эту дверь несчастную откроет. Ни у кого нету. И бог
The
с
door's
ним.
right there. I'll stay here while you save everyone.
А, он помер уже. Ой.
Thanks for the timely rescue.
А там же брат же должен быть.
It'd save me the trouble of shooting you later. Kidding. I was kidding. You know, humor. Do they have that on your planet? Anyway, you're clearly not Kremen police, so what brings you down here?
Ференги мы ищем по имени Кворк.
Oh, Quark. Yeah, I know him. Little guy, big ears, flashy dresser. I hear he owns a moon. And we locked him up in a secure room when the shooting started. Big spender like that should be kept safe. Tell you what, help us out with all these nerks, gurks, and whatever you call them. Help us, and I'll help you. Deal?
Да хорошо. Неркс, Кёркс. Это больно жизнерадостная тетечка.
All right, I'll wait for you here. Try not to die, okay?
Так. А, надо дождаться, когда он придет. Ну вот, все, мы всех освободили.
And here we all are, alive and kicking. Wonderful. We had a deal, and I'm not about to back out on it, especially since you're all so well-armed and cranky. Not the kind of people I want to cross. Yeah, that can't be good. Door's open. You'd better get a move on. Your pal sounds a little stressed.
Уж, наверное. Блин, это очень прикольно. 10 ференга скрин.
It's good to see you too, Quark. I see your mission was a successful one as well.
Yes, Garrick, I found your mysterious widget. What is it exactly? It's not Kremen tech. They found it a few days before I got here. I haven't had a lot of time to analyze it, thanks to the Herc.
I see. Thank you, Quark. This narrows things down considerably.
It does. Good. That makes it more valuable.
Indeed it does, my friend. Indeed it does.
Что там у него за девайс такой? Не помню уже, если честно.
Not the liberators I was expecting, but thank you
Первый министр.
nonetheless. I'm First Minister Bakelba. Our situation has gone from bad to worse, and we have the Dominion to thank for it.
И почему это?
Those of us on the edge of the Dominion were abandoned when the invasion began. In light of that, we voted to secede, to truly stand alone. The Dominion stood by while the Herc attacked us. We held off the invasion for a while, but their numbers are great. When we asked for aid, the Dominion refused. When we tried to evacuate, their fleet opened fire. They mean to punish us for our defiance.
Да, вот те союзники.
Well, First Minister, it looks like my distress call was heard. We're saved. Thank you. Looks like your reputation for getting things done is well deserved.
Да, пожалуйста.
And as for you, Garrick, you and I need to have a long discussion. Seems you forgot to mention that Karema was under a Dominion blockade and in the middle of a Herc invasion. Do Cardassians go senile? Oh, don't answer that. I don't want to know. What I do know is you're not paying me enough for this aggravation.
Ладно, успокойся. Все живы. Угу. Все, надо сейчас поставить эти усилители, и всех можно переносить. Все. Живем.
Good luck with the revolution, Minister. You'll need it. You'll be hearing from me soon, Garrick.
I'm looking forward to it.
You won't when you see my bill.
Красавец. Ой.
Now that we're past that unpleasantness, I think it's time we had a chat with Ambassador Odo, particularly about this technological wonder we've acquired.
Ну, если настаиваешь.
I'll make all of the necessary arrangements and meet you aboard Odo's flagship.
Погнали. Ай, там что-то внизу остались. Мы их не стали брать. Ладно.
What is this?
Stand down, all of you. To what do I owe this unexpected visit?
I hope you'll forgive the intrusion, Ambassador. We need to speak in person.
What are you up to, Garrick?
That's a very good question. What's this about exactly?
It's in regard to this device we found on Karema. Do you know what it is?
No idea. Some new Kareman military tech, perhaps?
Interesting. But no. The Karemans didn't make this. But it is a Dominion creation.
And its purpose?
I'm sure I have no idea, Ambassador. It does emit a signal, however. It's quite similar to that used by the Herc. Perhaps I should turn it on and show you?
There's no need for that.
I don't like where this is going, Garrick.
Nor I, Captain. You see, I found a similar device on Bajor.
On Bajor? When?
Right after the recent Herc attack, I'm afraid. Captain, scan the device. you'll find the soil residue on it is of Bajoran origin.
It does. It's from the king
привлекает
well, that doesn't mean that Odo...
Enough, Nerys. I can't have you defending me on this.
What?
Garrick's right. These devices called the Herc, and we put them there.
Explain. Now.
We needed the Alliance's help immediately. There wasn't time for summits or diplomacy. So I found a high-value target and led the Herc to it. I also took steps to make sure their attack would fail. Bajor was never at risk. You have to understand that.
You put my entire planet at risk. People died, Odo.
Nerys!
Save it. I've heard enough.
Please continue, Odo. You were saying?
I did what I needed to do to bring the Alliance into the war. I lied. Risked the lives of millions to save billions more. But there's more to this than a staged Herc attack. The other founders are hiding things from me. If I challenge them now, I'll have no chance to find out what. So, for now, I have to play the part.
Well, you're doing a great job of that, Odo. Or should I say, founder?
Trust me when I say I understand your position, Odo. The captain, on the other hand...
I know. I have a strong lead, but I'll need your help to move on it.
You know how to reach me. It seems you are a gambler, Odo, and a high-stakes one at that.
You have no idea.
Значит, подумал, что это какие-то океанские шарики.
It is not my place to question the will of the founders. Your mind, however, is your own. Do with it as you will, but be warned. The founders do not appreciate betrayal. If the Alliance withdraws from their pact with the Dominion, the consequences could be severe.
I need you to understand that Bajor was never at risk. We took precautions. I made sure that my fleet was in position to neutralize the Herc in time.
Это Карема.
Karema was not my decision. Do you honestly think I'd take part in a plot to bring allies to our side, and then move to wipe out another group of allies? As I said to Garrick, there is more to this than we know. I'm going to find out what and why. I hope you're inclined to join me when the time comes.
Конечно. Куда я денусь-то, господи?
I'm surprised to see you here, Weyoun. Aren't you usually at your founder's side, hanging on her every word?
It is a message from said founder that brings me here now. She would remind you of your purpose, to serve the Dominion as a whole.
How kind of you to deliver the message in person. Thank you for your service. As for my service, the ambassador shares his wisdom and guidance with me. Truly, he is a most benevolent god. Why should I not serve him? He is a founder, after all.
Serve the founders, yes, but also serve them well. Do recall the fate of your predecessor. She thought she served the founders well, quite possibly to the moment her unfortunate life came to its conclusion. As we both know, she was greatly mistaken.
The same could be said for your predecessor as well, dear Weyoun. Have you forgotten his sins? I know the founders haven't.
This is a private conversation. Unless you're here on a matter of the utmost importance, I suggest you find someone else to speak with. Somewhere else.
Изменения.
Quite the revelation, don't you think? It will be interesting to see how the powers that be respond to all this. For now, I think it's best to keep this in the purview of the diplomats. Let's return to our ships. There'll be more time to speak about this matter later.
Да, вот. Наделали дело. Так, ну чё... что-то не озвучено. Бай, ну тут то, что оказалось, что Ода тут наделал дел. Да, но оно мне не нужно на самом деле. Пусть будет. Этих штук уже всем раздал, наверное. На, держи. Тебе нафига оно надо? Да, пусть у нее хранится. Голограммы ей это не надо, пусть будет. Так. Отличненько. Ой, в гамма-квадранте. Так. Идем дальше. Doomed to repeat.
Odo's found something intriguing in the Masan system. Something the founders want no one to know about.
О, вот это, кстати, прикольная штука. Но мне ее уже ставить некуда, но штука отличная. О, блин.
Odo wants to travel incognito this time. I trust you'll be able to deliver him and that surly Gem Hadar bodyguard of his to the Masan system intact. One more thing. I've taken the liberty of informing Captain Kira.
Очень хорошая
she'll be
штука.
joining us as well. After the Karema incident, she's taken a personal interest in high-level Dominion activity, particularly where Ambassador Odo is involved. Be seeing you.
Да, активничал Ода, конечно. Так, все, погнали. Угу.
I only recently learned of the station here. It's very old and very well concealed, even from Vorta and Gem Hadar. From what I can tell, the founders studied alien life here, including the Herc. We may be able to recover useful tactical data on them from the station's computers. No, and that concerns me. This is supposed to be an abandoned facility.
Что ж там кораблики-то делают джамхадарские?
And open a hailing frequency. Let me do the talking. I should be able to make any Vorta or Gem Hadar fall into line if things get difficult.
Ну, что-то сомневаюсь, что они с нами будут общаться.
Entering the Dominion systems without authorization has become a bad habit of yours, one I have grown weary of. You've shown a singular talent for annihilating the Herc. I suggest you return to that before my patience with your insolence expires.
Так, что там? Вот это что-нибудь добавит?
There's no need for this posturing, Founder. We're here on official business under my authority.
Odo, it seems to be a day for defiance and bad habits. You do not have the authority to grant access to this system. It is restricted to all but those of the highest level, a level you do not possess. Now then, I suggest you leave immediately.
Да никуда мы не уйдем.
Odo must not be harmed.
Ёшкин дрышки.
Dominion forces, this is Counselor Garrick aboard the Tane. Cease hostilities. Consider that your first and only warning.
We must protect the Founder. All ships, disengage!
You certainly know how to make my days more interesting. Ancient Dominion research facility, guarded by the leader of the Founders. A cloaked fleet pales in comparison, but it's the best I can add to the mix.
Ну, спасибо, что пришел.
The fact that the founder was willing to fire on one of our own speaks volumes on this station's worth. I look forward to discovering its secrets.
Since when does the founder stand guard duty, Odo?
She doesn't. Let's find out what she's hiding.
We don't have a lot of time. We may have held off the founder for now, but she'll be back, and she'll bring friends. Let's get down there and find what we came here for, before every Jem'Hadar in the quadrant shows up.
I couldn't agree more, Captain. Why don't you and the ambassador join the away team while I remain on guard with my fleet?
Да хорошо,
Captain
давай.
Kira makes a good point. Let's get this over with before it gets even more complicated than it already is.
О, полным составом, отличненько. Так, значит, надо баф проверить. Живой он там? Где баф слетает или он так и остается? Ну, в крайнем случае, сейчас бафнемся еще разок. Ой. Я бы поначалу вообще про него забыл, блин, про этот баф от гемблинг девайса. Сейчас вот думаю ролик записать про вот чем я в наземке пользуюсь. Надо еще чуть-чуть мне наземку доделать. Взять себя в руки, пройти это задание, это несчастное, чтобы на кульский пистолетик получить. Все отлично.
Stay vigilant. We have no idea what to expect here.
Да нормально, у нас тут столько всего. Сейчас, ну-ка, секундочку. Да, вот и ничего не уберешь. А консолька-то хорошая. Прям вот что-то... Ах. Только это хорошая. Ну ладно, бог с ним, на самом деле. О, Джин, привет, да, я что-то тут заговорился. Вот потихонечку Гамма квадрант прохожу. Ну чё? Следующий ивент начинается, да? Все, я буквально сегодня утром накопил 2500 зенов. Потому что я его прям сразу же и выкуплю. Вот. Вечером, когда буду заходить, сразу же выкуплю. Вот. А завтра тогда будет тестовый стрим. Ну, в плане с тестом консольки. Посмотрим, что там за итальянская такая консолечка. Вот. Надо там, по идее, даже кораблик вызывать. Вернее, как? Она кораблик дает по тебе постоянно, когда она у тебя одета. И там на клик какой-то удар наносит. Вот будем смотреть. Надеюсь, они эту несчастную багу с критами победят. Ну, вернее, не с критами, а с тем, что бафы слетают от...
As we continue to add worlds to our sphere of influence, our studies of xenobiology become more important. We must know all we can of both friend and foe.
А, то есть это они, получается, все-таки натравили этих харчков-то.
Our premier project is underway. You'll recall the recently discovered race of tree dwellers, hunted as we once were. Genetic engineering of these solids has produced considerable results. Their intelligence has increased by a factor of 3 so far. We predict this species will be the first of many loyal servitors and vassals.
She's talking about the Vorta. The date she gave was nearly 2000 years ago.
А, это про Vorta все-таки.
This facility is older than we thought.
То есть они, получается, занимались подчинением других рас. О, погоди-ка. А, я думал, в 6 часов будет. Вот. Слушай, через полчаса профилактика. А что-то думал, она в 6. Ну вот тогда сейчас проходим это задание. Так. Ну вот они, он про Харкоин. Ну понятно. Так, тогда сейчас придется немножечко поторопиться. Я так буду уже прокликивать. Ну, в общем, да, они тут изучали этих хорчков еще 2000 лет назад. Так.
They also maintain their shared habitat and technology. My team initiated first contact protocols with the borrowers prior to their mass dormancy. They found that
unbelievable. It sounds like the founders made first contact with the Herc in order to find a way to conquer them. It's like Quark says, the bigger the smile, the sharper the knife.
Так.
Research report 7903.01. Dominion Reckoning. Cadre species 468. Designation Jem'Hadar.
The birth of the Jem'Hadar as seen through a founder's eyes. Interesting. No mention of the Herc, however. Their designation number was lower than ours. They were our predecessors. Perhaps.
Ну понятно. То есть они, получается, этих Харков даже раньше, чем Джем'Хадар нашли. Так.
Research report Dominion date 8183.67. The burrowers have emerged once again, and in a hostile state. Though we do not understand their newfound savagery, we have found a use for it when the burrowers set their sights on a world.
So, the founders have been using the Herc to manipulate others for some time now. Bend the knee to the Dominion, or we'll stand back and...
Ну понятно, то есть они типа направляли этих Харков куда им надо было, а потом прилетали типа спасать. А это про клингонов.
Their genetic material could produce viable cohorts to the Jem'Hadar, or their replacements. We have begun to develop research report supplemental entry 8671.71 Dominion Reckoning.
Some
have broken the hold of the White and turned on their rightful masters. Most of our research team were killed. Intelligence reports suggest a union between the Fakari and a Klingon warlord known as Mul.
So it would seem. Only they lost control of them, despite the use of Ketracel White. Based on what we know about Fakiri, it seems the price they paid for their freedom was insanity. They became the monsters they were based on.
Понятно, то есть этот Доминион сделал этих Факири, а они башкой поехали.
Final entry. I am weary. Soon I'll return to the Great Link, and I will be. Our agents in the other quadrants report that the burrow assault was a sweeping one, going as far as Kronos. Hopefully they'll devour every atom of that wretched planet.
Yes. They knew the Herc problem was getting worse even then. Instead of preparing or seeking allies.
Понятно, то есть...
Something on my tricorder. There was a massive power spike on a lower deck. And now I'm reading.
Ну понятно, давайте поищем, что там мне. То есть вышли у них эти Харки из-под контроля, а что с ними делать, они уже не знали. Молодцы. Так. Так, а почему у нас... Так.
Tell me about it. Let's stay focused on the mission. Now that we're closer to the signal, I'm still uncertain about Odo. I need to be... The Odo I knew wouldn't have risked Bajor like that.
Ну, он говорит, что Ода сильно поменялся. Ой, он Факири тут замороженные. Сейчас они повыскакивают явно. Ой, их сколько.
Well, that answers one question. These are medical stasis pods. It gets worse. I'm picking up life signs ahead. I'll bet Worf and Martok need to see this.
Ну, понятно, то есть они их тут наживляли. О, они там бегают, носятся. Так.
I'm picking up traces of Ketracel white in these tanks. The Dominion probably manufactured it.
А, это этот наркота, которую они Джамхадаров пичкают. И на Факире не подействовала. С ума посходили.
We're lucky there were only a few of them. I don't want to be around if all of these Fakiri wake.
Погнали дальше. Ой, а вы тут?
By the prophets.
Повылазили.
More incoming. We need an exit. Fast.
Ой, какой крупногабаритный пришел.
We're on our way to assist you.
Давай. Ой-ой-ой-ой-ой. Что-то захолдила. Сколько их тут?
Nerys, are you?
I'll manage. Let's get out of here while we can.
Victory is life.
And so is Raptor, but I don't say it every 5 seconds.
Ой, серьезно, гражданин пришел. Ага, этот тречери. Предательство. Ой, блин, там что-то Ода сказал, я прокликал. Ну, там, в принципе, смысл понятен, что типа сваливаем отсюда. Так, что у нас по времени? Давайте, 20 минут так осталось на все. А вот и харчки пришли. Версия завалить. Так. Где-то в стенке застрял. Ну да, он, походу дела, в стенке застрял. Все? Да, отлично.
Keep moving. We're almost there.
Ой, ё...
Odo, look out!
В себя пришел.
Hold your fire. I think it's trying to communicate.
You might be right. Listen. Are you insane?
Так, вы что-то... Так, ты там что? Под контролем у нас все было.
That's your opinion. Mine is that a founder was in danger of being attacked by a member of an aggressive species. My duty was...
Погнали. Ну, явно что-то скрывает. Явно что-то скрывает. Не стал бы он вот так просто валить. Ой. Не-не-не-не-не, ребятушки.
Once we return to the upper levels, we will be able to beam up.
Все, погнали. Там мочилово устроили. Харчки с факирками. Так, давайте грузить быстрее, пожалуйста. У меня на все про все 18 минут. Да. Да, что-то со временем я обсчитался. Я думал, они в 6 часов начнут. Они что-то решили в 5 начать профилактику. Ну, по идее, тут уже конец. Тут уже конец. Сейчас... Только бы загрузка побыстрее шла. Давай, 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 родной, я в тебя верю. Давай. Ой, ёп. Так.
The monsters from stories that keep naughty Klingon. I remember Mr. Worf mentioning the Fakiri once. I'm beginning to see why.
Так, ладно, надо этих Факири как можно быстрее валить. Я даже, знаете что, поставлю-ка я на Weapon, чтобы валить их побыстрее. Да блин.
Reading a massive Herc fleet dropping out of Worf.
Ух, ёп.
Just as the Fakiri are warming.
Looks like the Fakiri are pursuing the better part of valor. Can't say I blame.
The Herc seem to be distracted. There's something about the station.
Are you suggesting we attack? While it's true, we have the advantage for now. I don't think we'll hold.
Very well, we'll deal with the Herc later. For now.
Понятно. Так, все, да, отлично. Успел я пройти. Все. Да, возьму, отправлю на склад.
I can't help but wonder what other secrets we'll learn once those ancient data files are restored. I'm afraid I have bad news to share.
Да, знаешь, 15 минут осталось.
With that peaceful Herc, and my universal translator analysis is clear. It was trying to communicate. It was asking for help. One thing is certain. The Founders won't forget our act of defiance. We should all be on guard from now on. Our uneasy peace with the Dominion could unravel all too soon.
Вот так вот. И что этот монстряга там на помощь звал. Вон оно как. Так, ну давайте посмотрим, что у нас там дальше. О, Quarks Lucky 7. Блин, вот это офигенная миссия. Она очень смешная. Да-да-да. Там чисто по ференге. Вот, да. Ну и все, у нас получается 3 задания, и Гамма квадрант будет закончен. И у нас пойдет уже Джаула Discovery. Это у нас получается продолжение Age of Discovery, прямое. Потому что нас, собственно, сюда перенесло во время миссии Downfall, когда там этот Джаула пыталась время все починить. И это прямое продолжение Age of Discovery будет. Вот, да. Так, ну ладно, сейчас тогда быстренько продаем СОМ. Так, это ни в коем случае. Это ни в коем случае. Остальное продаем. Это мы оставляем. Так. Да, да, и опять эти штуковины. Я уже не знаю, кому их раздавать. У тебя склад их целый. Так, сейчас бежим тогда сюда, в банк. И вкладываю в банк. Блин, столько хороших консолек, блин, и все хочется. Ну, вот это такое себе. Вот это вот Хронтон Желтый очень хорошая штука. Вот это прям... Да. Так. Ну ладно, в общем, к сожалению, вынужден я раньше закончить, чем думал, вот это с Кварком еще успею пройти, но вот поджали по времени. В общем, сейчас тогда закончится, явно уже стримить я больше не буду. Начнется следующий ивент с итальянцами. Завтра тогда, значит, будем смотреть консольку. Уже я сегодня выкуплю. Благо, вот у меня ровно 2500 есть. Посмотрим, какие там задания по ивенту будут на ТФОшке. Да. Так что завтра у нас сюжета не будет. Завтра будет стрим в рамках архивов Звездного флота. Как-то так. Будем изучать консольку, смотреть ивент. Вот, стоит ли она того. Вот. Ну и опять же, потом по итогам посмотрим, сколько у меня получится очков. Если память не изменяет, там потом сразу 700 очков прилетает. То есть, как только выкуплю, у меня будет сразу 200. О, то есть уже будет больше половины, 250 даже. Вот. И вот сколько у меня получится. То есть по-хорошему, за вот следующий, за третий ивент я должен буду полностью закрыть весь кампейн. По идее так, да. Вот. Ну ладно, все тогда, Джин. Еще раз спасибо, что заходил. Вот. К сожалению, да, не дали пройти дальше сюжетку. Хотя я планировал чуть-чуть еще одну. Ну вот, так вот. Поджали со временем. Вот. Все, тогда закругляюсь. Всем пока.